everybody, it's Shelly with heartsinyourfood.com, and today we're going to make some green juice. I had a couple of requests for green juice, so I'm just going to make a super simple one today. I happen to have run out of juice, so I thought, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and mix them and shoot it and kill two birds with one stone. So, like I said, real simple today. We're going to use lemons, parsley, cilantro, and a whole lot of celery. So we're going to start with some parsley. And my juicer is very loud and squeaky, so I apologize for that in advance. So we're going to start with parsley. And parsley is really good for you because it is a great deodorizer for your body. It will totally help clean you out and mask all those odors and just take those odors right out of your body. So parsley is good for that. And of course all the good green chlorophyll. And so what I do is I just kind of intermix things, because if you do too much parsley, it tends to get stuck, and then if you do too much celery at one time, it'll maybe get a little stuck in there, but nothing bad. This juice is real good about not being stuck. I've used some other ones that stuff gets wrapped around the little twirly part here. I can't think what it's called right now. But it does get wrapped around. You have to take the whole thing apart and clean it out. This one doesn't do it. This one is a Omega 8300 or 8005 or something like that. They're on our site if you're interested. I think this one runs about $2.59 maybe. I don't know, but they have great warranties on them, like 7-year warranties. So what I wanted to talk about today is, why do I drink green juice? I happen to have a brain disorder, and I have a lot of pain in my head, or I used to. I had a migraine for 7 years straight. No kidding. Every day, my head hurt. It wasn't like super duper painful headache. My headache was constant pressure on my head, across my eyes, made me miserable every day. It just felt like you just always needed to take a nap, because your head just was pressure. It just hurt really bad. So why do I drink green juice? Because guess what, guys? When I'm in a lot of pain and I drink green juice, my pain goes away. Okay? So it was like a miracle when I first started on this diet. I wasn't really into the juice, so I lost a lot of weight, and I got rid of most of my pain, but there was still that lingering head stuff, you know. So I finally decided to buy a juicer, and I just started to take that leap of faith and say, okay, I'm going to try this and see what happens. Because the doctors couldn't help me. And one reason is, you know, they tried to give me medication, but I'm not a medication person. I actually have a pretty extreme phobia to medicine, any kind of drug. I mean, I realize they're necessary, but if there's another way, without taking pills, you know, I always say, oh, well, if I take a pill, then I'm going to have a headache on top of, you know, whatever other bad thing the pills are going to do to me. You always see those medication commercials on television. Oh, take this pill, and then in the warnings there's 9 million things that can go wrong. You know, liver, blah, 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 or sudden death, you know. And you're just like, oh my God, I'd rather have a headache. So I'd rather not have a headache, plus, you know, my liver gives out, or I have a hole in my stomach from whatever the pills are going to do to me. So anyway, I started doing green juice, took that leap of faith, because nothing else was working out, or I didn't want to do, you know, medications. And within 2 weeks, my headaches were pretty much gone. Every once in a while, I'll have them, but it's probably because usually the weirdest thing is that I sleep wrong. People with my disorder have a really hard time sleeping. It affects our neck and stuff, and it really, if you sleep wrong, you're screwed. So I have to be really careful about what kind of pillow I use and how I lay. But when the pain is gone, when I bring down the inflammation with the green juice, it really helps a lot. So what I was going to tell you was, you know, I switched over to 80-10-10, and when I did, I kind of stopped the green juice. I thought, well, you know, I'm going to do, you know, a lot of fruit. I'm going to eat my salad at night and whatever other greens or vegetables I wanted during the day, but I'm going to stop the green juice. It's a little experiment. And so I will tell you that I've been on 80-10-10 August 24th, and my pain came back with a pretty big vengeance. I kept trying to ignore it and, you know, saying, oh, well, I don't really need the green juice. I'm just, you know, maybe I'm just adjusting or whatever. But it's been, you know, a month and a week. And like I said, it's hard to sleep. It's really, really hard to sleep for me. And so I thought, well, I better add the green juice back in. And within 3 days of adding back in my green juice, my head pain is gone. My body pain is gone. So any of you out there suffering from, you know, fibromyalgia, any of these kind of disorders where it causes pain, you know, arthritis, MS, any of these kind of things that cause pain. And the reason why you're having pain is because you have inflammation all through your body. And what causes inflammation? Meat, dairy, sugar, white stuff, you know, not being hydrated, not sleeping, bad emotional state, you know. So my advice, get rid of the meat, get rid of the dairy, get rid of the sugar, get rid of the white stuff, get your sleep, get your sun, and drink your green juice. Because I'm telling you, if you're not on a raw food diet yet, it's going to take a while for this stuff to kick in, okay? You're going to clean out in a big way. You're probably going to get worse before you get better, and that's normal, okay? A lot of people call it detox. I don't like to use that word detox because people end up blaming everything on detox, and I don't think that everything should be blamed on detox. I think you should pay attention to your body, and if you think something isn't detox, you know, if you have a rash, it's probably detox. If you get a headache, it's probably detox. If you get diarrhea, it's definitely detox. Okay, your body's just cleaning all kinds of crud out of your body. But if you are experiencing like massive stomach pains or something like that, go to the doctor because that's what they're there for. Oh, I missed one. That's what they're there for. You can't just blame everything on detox. So be smart about it, okay? Don't go into this with blinders on. But you do have to take that leap of faith because, you know, I see people all the time and they're like, oh, you know, I have fibromyalgia, I have this, I have that. And then they're telling me what kind of pills they're taking and the doctors that they're seeing, and I'm like, well, how long have you been doing all this stuff? And they're like, oh, for, you know, however long. I forgot my lemons. For however long, you know, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I hate to be rude, but I want to say, well, you know, how's that working out for you? You're still going to that doctor, you're still in pain, you're still sick. Why don't you take, and again, I'm not trying to be rude, but why don't you take that leap of faith and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to give this an honest shot, because I'm telling you, my story, 100% true. I would not be sitting here telling you this if it was not true, you know. So take that leap of faith. Don't throw away your pills, okay? Continue to take your medicine. Continue to see your doctor. I love my doctor. It took a long time to find a really good doctor because when you go to the doctor just as a vegan, people think you're insane. So what's crazy is going to the doctor and, you know, having a heart attack when you could completely avoid one, absolutely, positively, completely avoid one. Read Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease by Caldwell Esselstyn. He did a study with a lot of people that were in pretty bad shape, that they were all pretty much sent home and said, go sit in your rocking chair and wait to die because you're going to die. We cannot help you anymore. They've had stents, they've had all these things, you know, and these people are still alive today. It's been like, I can't remember exactly, but it's been at least probably 20 years, 17, 20 years. These people are all alive and they're fine. And their cholesterol is like 130. It's amazing. And those are people that have had several, you know, heart attacks and stents and all these crazy procedures. So, you know, all I'm trying to say is take that leap of faith. Try to do, you know, my favorite saying is less is more. So simple. Just try. Just see what happens. And don't try for 2 days and get hungry and say, oh, I just can't do it. Because you can do it. You just don't want to do it. That's how a lot of people are. You know, I'm lucky enough to where whenever I say something, I'm going to do something, I do it. And I do it all the way. and I give it a fair shot. You know, don't be having any preconceived notions when you go in. Just do it, and know that when you start this, you're gonna get sick. Like, you're gonna get worse before you get better. Just know that. So, okay, enough preaching. So my green juice is done. And because I was talking, I didn't empty it. Usually I empty it in between, so I'm probably going to make a giant mess here. But I use my Vitamix container, and I take the little, it's a little mesh filter, and I just pour the green juice in here. And I let it, messy. And I let it filter through. And then once I get this all filled up, dirty hand. Once I get that all filled up, I'll take these little mason jars and I'll fill them all the way to the top. It's a pretty color. And I fill them like all the way to the top. And then I use a lid and I get it nice and tight, and I put it in my fridge, and this will stay for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And usually for me, 1 serving, because along with my lovely little brain disease, I have another birth defect in my kidney. That means that I can't drink very much at one time because my kidney will basically back up and swell up. So 1 serving for me is 8 ounces of green juice, and then I add like 8 ounces of orange juice and some coconut water. Just depends on what I have on hand. And then I drink that, and that's usually my dinner at night. And I'm telling you, no lie, drink this stuff, your pain will go away, especially celery. Celery is so important in keeping inflammation down. I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but it's very, very, very beneficial to drink the celery juice. So anytime I make green juice, celery is the base, or cucumber, but celery for me for the inflammation is always the base, and a lot of it. Cilantro cleans your blood. And that's about it. That's why I love this juice. And this, again, super simple. It probably costs $2, $4, $5. Parsley was free because I grow it out in my backyard. So about $5 to make this, and it'll last me about 4 or 5 days. So, anyways, guys, if you're interested in a juicer, this is Omega. It's on our site, heartsinyourfood.com. Go to the store link and check it out. And we'll see you again soon. Remember, eat or drink something green today. Bye.